3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Marcus Rashford is in fire. What am I on about? Rashford's on fire. Guardiola's terrified. I think the rest of the world is terrified at the moment when it comes to Marcus Rashford, and it feels good. It feels good, doesn't it? It feels good. We've had an amazing summer and we've had an amazing start to the season, and Marcus Rashford is amazing. He just keeps getting better and better and better. And for those of you who backed him, I can't believe I had Manchester United fans 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's there on Twitter arguing with me when I said Marcus Rashford's the best striker in England, and people were going, Sturridge is better, Kane is better, Vardy's better. Well, I'd lie anyway because I'd want United fan players to be better, but I wasn't lying. He is better. So where are you now? It's like Gary Lineker's just tweeted out, it's time to go with tried and tested instead of tried and failed. And Rashford is tried and tested. He's young, he's on fire. It's time to give him a go. That's what I say. But let's get the live comments up and working for you as per usual. There we go. Superb. Thank you very much, and welcome to the live comment section. But people are saying he's got to play in the derby. He is going to play in the derby. He can't not play in the derby. If you've seen the hat-trick he scored, it was men against boys. He never should have been in the under-21 squad. He is the best striker in England at the moment, form-wise, skill-wise, technical-wise. And you put him into the 21s and he goes and scores a hat-trick like that. An immaculate hat-trick as well. But what I was saying on Fan TV and what I'll say here to my loyal United Stand followers and United Standites, the United Stand Army, is that he's the real deal. You don't need to be scared. You don't need to think, oh, is this a Welbeck or a Makeda in the making? This boy's the real deal. He's fast, he's skillful, his finishing is brilliant. I mean, I was saying before, Michael Owen, I'm old enough to remember when he burst on the scene, and Michael Owen was a very, very good player. He had a very good career. I think he won European Player of the Year. He went to Real Madrid, but I never felt confident about it. He was a good finisher, but there was something about it. It wasn't smooth. He was good, but it wasn't smooth. Rashford's smooth. He's like skipping along and he's putting it in the top corner, and it's just smooth. You know, he's like high. It's brilliant. It is brilliant. There's one word for it. It's brilliant. He's natural in what he does. He glides past players. He's got 2 great feet. And the great thing for United is, if Jose wants to play him on the right hand side and cause City problems with both Martial and Rashford and pace down the flanks at the weekend, he can do it because Zlatan's going to play at number 9. Rooney's going to play at number 10. Play Rashford on the right. Mkhitaryan's probably not fit. Mata is a bit lethargic. Rashford will do the work anyway. Play Rashford. I don't really want to see Martial dropped. We'll talk about this on the live preview tomorrow night at 8:30. But I don't really want to see Martial dropped because I like what he brings on the left. But I want to see Rashford starting, and I think he's got to start. I nearly did a tagline for this video. Rashford's on fire. Rashford world class. And then I thought, pull it back in because people will say, you know what, Oliver Anthony wants a shout out. There you go. It's unfair to say he's world class at this stage. I believe in him. I've been saying it for weeks. I'll say it again because I feel like it. He's a United player. I'm loyal to United players, and I think he can do anything he wants to do. This lad. Van Gaal found him. He stumbled on him. It's like finding £1 million on the floor because you've been playing in the slot machines with 2p pieces. You know, trying to play Will Keane ahead of Rashford. But he found him, and ever since then, he's been a revelation in the United side. He's so exciting. He's got no fear. He played 5 minutes in the Euros and he was the player of the tournament for England. Why Big Sam didn't pick him, big idiot, I don't know. But he's just well, you know what? I thought England were very lucky at the weekend. I thought Rooney was very poor, and I think most of the England side was very poor. I think what Rashford's done is just done that really to Big Sam in England, because he's just shown, you know, I'm one of the best players in Europe at the moment and you won't even pick me in the England squad. And the longer it goes, the better, because I don't really want him to be wasted by that tactical dinosaur. But he's just brilliant. The fact that he's from the youth, he is a Manchester United player, and he clearly is the best young player in England by a long, long way. And he's a forward as well. We haven't had a young forward coming through in a long, long time. It's so exciting. I mean, I think it's almost like, I think about United and last year, if you were with us on the United Stand, as many of you were, it was appalling. We were like, how bad can this get? And then ever since winning the FA Cup, it's just got better and better. Van Gaal sack, Jose coming in, Zlatan, Mkhitaryan, Bailly, Pogba, Rashford now, the 3 good wins. Everything's just so exciting and brilliant. And I keep saying the word brilliant because it is. It's brilliant. Ashwin, Fellaini is fit for the derby. You're not going to ruin my mood. That's brilliant. He's playing for Belgium right now, Mark. I did say that when after that Hull game, when Jose said he's got a bad back and he's going to be out for a long time, I thought he wasn't running around against Hull like he had a bad back. I think there's some sort of smoke screen there, but it shows you how important Jose thinks he might be, playing a bit of mind games. But I think Fellaini's important in the derby. I would still sell Fellaini tomorrow. You know where I stand on that. But he's doing really well at the moment. And one thing he has done, if you look back, and I was looking back at this at the weekend, the games he's played in the derby, he's played quite well. He put Toure in his pocket a couple of years ago when Toure was good and not sulking about birthday cakes. And he can do that on Saturday. We need some aggression. Somebody was saying in the live comments before that we need some aggression and fight in the team because we can bully Man City. Clattenburg is the ref. I'm doing a derby preview. I don't really want to do that. But yes, I'm happy that Fellaini's fit as well. Rashford and Martial were only bright sparks last season. Louise, you spot on there. Pogba and Herrera, says Don Hams. I think Herrera is... Herrera's... Well, we're going to tag on a bit of a Q&A on the end of this because I said I'd do that last night, didn't I? But then Rashford exploded like a volcano all over the place. It's just... we've got to talk about that. Toure to United, Mark, says James Steele. That will never happen. I'm just not even going to spend any time on that. But... he's shielding Blind from airballs in all the matches, Ashwin. Very, very good. You picked that up from me or you figured it out yourself. I did say that on one of the watch-alongs about 2 weeks ago that the reason Blind is playing instead of Smalling is because Fellaini and Blind work really well together because Fellaini's shielding the high ball, which went then into the flank of Blind, won't expose him. So they complement each other really well. Very, very good tactical analysis. I said that a couple of weeks ago, but well done, Ashwin. Need to see more of Angel Gomez, says Bardistas. Yeah, fantastic player. I think a lot of people are jumping on that bandwagon now that I think we were talking about him last year and a couple of others were. Great bandwagon to be on. He's going to be a star, another youth product, another English talent. But for me, he's a year, maybe two off being first team. I'll be amazed if he came into the first team at this stage. He's too young and he's too small. Mark, what's been your favourite Manchester derby moment, says Craig Farrell. We'll keep all that to... Well, I'll talk about that in a moment. But let's just stick with Rashford for a moment. Yes, I'm saying he's world class. Potential. And it will happen. And I'm standing by it. Because the only thing, and I pray to God it doesn't happen, the only thing that's going to stunt Rashford is going to be an injury. And because he's got it. He already has got it. You know, people, it's easy to forget that the last Manchester derby was won by an individual bit of brilliance from Rashford to knock it through Demichelis and finish like calm, cool as a cucumber. And again, another smooth finish. So... do I think he should start versus City, Sam Minton? I think Jose needs locking up and taking down to the old strange ways in Manchester if he doesn't, because it's criminal. He's got to play. He can't do anything more, and he's banging form. And if you don't play Rashford but you pick Rooney, that's ridiculous. I mean, I'd play them both, but he's got to play. He's got to play. Yeah, so we forget things like that West Ham goal at the end of the season in the FA Cup. The Man City goal, he's doing it consistently. Yeah, I think it's unfair what's going on with Allardyce and even Jose a little bit at the start. You know, he's young, he's got to wait for his opportunity. He's ready now, and every time he gets an opportunity, he grabs it. Whether it's 5 minutes in the Euros, whether it's 20 minutes against Hull, whether it's having to be, you know, basically demoted to the under-21s. He could have, you know, imagine Sturridge in the under-21s. You know, he'd have a little paper cut and he'd be like, I can't play. Rashford, 100% should be in the England senior squad, gets demoted to the under-21s, attitude supreme, goes and scores a hat-trick. Superb, absolutely brilliant. I'll say it again, brilliant. And I know he's going to be a world-class player and he's going to be doing it at United. And one of the big things I've sort of felt more comfortable with, and I hope to God he does avoid injury, is that if he plays for United for the next 10 years, he'll smash Wayne Rooney's goal record, because Rooney's going to break Charlton's, and I know a lot of people aren't happy about that. But Rashford, youth product, stay at United for a decade and smash that record. But we need him playing, and we definitely need him to start scoring goals. Which he will do. If he plays, he scores goals, he creates goals, he scores goals. A player like him cannot fail to score goals because he's just so natural at it. I've not seen an English striker as natural at finishing like him since Andy Cole. You know, even Alan Shearer, he scored a lot of goals, but he wasn't, you know, there wasn't a natural. It's like he's born to do it, and it's great to watch. Absolutely superb to watch. Rashford 2-6. Do you think the Manchester derby were bigger than El Clasico this year? It's QWERTY. Let's start taking some of your questions then. Do I think it will be bigger than El Clasico? I think there'll be a lot of interest in the Manchester derby, but I said the other day, Manchester derby isn't a big derby. It's not a big derby, and I'm not even bothered about building it up into being a big derby because Manchester City have got no history and they're not a big club. They bought it. So they're just jumping on our coattails, turning it into some sort of big thing, which I don't think they deserve it to be. They've never been, it's never been that big a game. I think Liverpool's always been a bigger game and I think it will continue to be. But you're probably right. In relation to commercial interest and global appeal, there'll be a lot of interest in it because of the managers, which I'm not happy about. I want it to be about United and City and the players on the pitch, and let's get at them and smash them. That's what I want. Throw your questions in then. Watching Rashford playing the under-21s was like 11-year-old stealing the Year 7's football, says Nicholas Anderson. Yeah, I said it was like Messi playing against a team of Stevie Wonders. I mean, he's just on a different level. I think Manchester United versus Liverpool is bigger, says Terra. How long until we win the Champions League again, says Epic Toaster Fish? Well, we'll 100% be in the Champions League next season. And, is it a big ask to say that we'll win it next season? I think we'll win the Champions League in the next 3 years. And I think we'll win the Premier League in the next 2. City was nothing over a decade ago, says Melvin Pelle. Liverpool is the big derby for me, says Blazing Guns 365. It is for me, but maybe that's not. It's so funny. I don't really want to go down this road again, but I was driving through to collect the kids actually from school this afternoon, and on a journey that takes me 20 minutes, I saw about 8 separate people, ranging between the age of 5 and about 22, in United kits. And obviously, I live in the Midlands, so it's growing. It's growing. I mean, you see the odd few, but there's massive interest in Manchester United. But what I was coming to there is that I think the Liverpool game is more important for me because I hate Liverpool. I've always hated Liverpool from the 80s right until now. Big rival with Manchester United, and that's the big game for me. City, I'm sorry, you've got no history. You've never been significant. But I think if you live in Manchester, it's got a lot of significance because it is that local derby, and if you lose, you're going to get the stick from the local fans. There aren't many Man City fans around that are going to cause people outside of Manchester much problems. There's always been plenty of Liverpool fans growing up. Do you think the game will be won or lost in the midfield, says John Neild? Well, we'll be talking about that tomorrow on the live preview, John. But I think the midfield's important. But for me, it'll be won and lost on how Man City's defence deals with whatever we throw at them. We've got to get some width. We've got to put the ball into Zlatan high to bully their centre-backs. And we've got to use some pace. I want to use Martial and Rashford on the sides. That's what I want to see. Jamie O'Hare saying Rashford or Martial. I think it's a sad turn of events that we're going to potentially have to pick Rashford or Martial when the common sense approach is to play both and drop Rooney. But there you go. Can Mark play on the wing? Says Andrew Jackson. Can Mark play on the wing? Yes, Marcus Rashford can. Who has the better players, man for man, City or United? The 3 Lions. 3. We did a video about a week ago. Go and watch it. Went through the whole team. We won 8-4 or 8-3. Probably 8-3. Bad at maths. Is Baye fit, says Tom Herrick. I've heard nothing about Eric Bain being out injured, but I've seen a few messages about it. As far as I know, he is. Do you think City will score? Jordan Coffey. Difficult question. I think we'll win it 1-0, 2-1 or 4-0. Do you think Smalling should start? Hamza, I think he's got 0 chance unless Blind or Baye are injured. Epic Toaster Fish. United fans will get a lot of stick in the Middle East if we lost. I like that one. Stone's going to get smashed, says Aidan. Mark, fresh trim. Yes, I've got the brother's wedding on Saturday, obviously. God. We will be doing a watch along. That's all that I can say. The most important thing is there is a watch along. We'll be on air from 11:30, an hour before kickoff, and I'm going to have to disappear at some point in the second half. It's how far I can push it back. Honestly, it was my brother's stag do on Saturday night, and I'd said to him I'm going to turn up late for the wedding, and he went mad. And my brother's quite laid back, and I went, what? He said, you're my brother, you've got to be at the wedding. I was like, oh, I'll just slip in, and I was just so I can see the whole game. Because the game will finish at 2:15 and the wedding starts at 2. I said the wedding won't finish till 3. I'll slip in and still see the good bit. And he wasn't having it. Wasn't having it at all. So I've been the better man, and probably I think 9 out of 10 people would say I have to be. But it's very difficult because it's a massive game. But I've got Sky Go, so I think I can get that working. Did you know that United Academy Player of the Year 2012 played for Norway today? That's from Jock Epp. I didn't know that. I presume we've released him. Go to the wedding, mate. It's your brother. Yeah, I'm going to the wedding. Don't worry about that. Stones to make a cock-up. Mark Smalling deserves to play in the derby, says Salim. I'm a big fan of Smalling, but you know what? You can't change what has been a very good team. You know, long term, I would like to see Dave Bolton saying tell the bride to be late. Long term, I would like to see Smalling and Bay. Long term, I would like to see, well, I wanted to see Fabinho come in. It looks like it will be Valencia. I wanted Darmian at the start of the season, but at the moment, you know, long term, I'd probably like Schneiderlin to be our defensive midfielder and not Fellaini. But at the moment, they're changes that you can't really justify making when we're a winning team. If Shaw's out injured, Lynn Hall makes a very good point that Blind could shift to left back. For me, I love Daley Blind. His best position's left back anyway, so there you go. Cole K says you're a dick even suggesting that. Don't know what he's on about. Craig Farrell, Mark, what's been your favourite Manchester derby moment? Yes, I knew there was a question to answer. My favourite Manchester derby moment. I'll make an admission now. You know the Rooney overhead kick goal? I didn't see it live. I had to work, which is obviously a pain. So my favourite Manchester derby moment. It's a show about Rashford, and I loved that goal. I just loved it because it epitomised. I think Manchester City have been the noisy neighbours, and they've stuck it right in our face. And for everything that they've bought, they don't use youth. And I just. As much as it was an irrelevant game, neither of us were going to win the league. I think it was a message that, you know, you can have as much money as you want, but Manchester United will always have their legacy of youth. I mean, what is it? A youth player in our matchday squad on the bench or in the first team since the late 1930s. It's ridiculous. Nobody even gets close to that. That's what we are. That's what we can't lose. So for a young player to come through our youth team and score a goal like that and win us the game in a Manchester derby, yeah, there's probably been more exciting goals, but that was amazing. And also Van Persie, that late win was brilliant. I know it deflected, but it was a cracking game. I thought the ref made an awful mistake. I think it was Ashley Young was going to score, and he played on, and then City scored. And but that Van Persie one was great, and I love Van Persie. Yared's picked up on that as well. The BMW M Jacob says Gomez to replace Rooney. That would mean keeping Rooney for 2 years, mate. Get Griezmann in the short term. Louise's favourite is Rooney's bicycle kick. It was amazing. I think what takes it away from me is I didn't see it live. I think if you saw that live, it must have been amazing. It's one of the worst. That, and when I used to support England quite a lot, I missed. You're going to love this. I missed, and England don't have many good results. I missed watching England-Germany live when we beat them 5-1 in Munich to go to a U2 concert when I lived in Ireland. My girlfriend at the time begged me to do it, and I was like, well, England probably aren't going to do anything special. So we recorded it, and they won 5-1. And the best thing is, I was at a concert with about 200,000 people in Slane in Ireland, and throughout the whole concert when the England game was going on, nobody mentioned it. And then we were walking back, just about to get in the car. We've been walking for an hour with a big crowd of people because we were parked in fields. Just about to get in the car, and I heard somebody just in the distance go, England have beaten Germany 5-1. And I was like, that can't be true. But then it sticks in your head. You start watching the game, and it ruined it. So yeah, rubbish. Shane Higgs' favourite live moment was Nani's winning the Community Shield. Yeah, very good. Blazing Guns 365. That was a cracker, and I can't even believe I've forgotten about that. Owen's last minute winner. I mean, Michael Owen might be the most boring person in the world, but he'll always be important to United for that goal. That game was an absolute cracker because basically Bellamy, you know, he absolutely tore Ferdinand apart. I think we should have had that game well and truly won. City weren't even that good. They got back to 3-3, and then right at the end, Giggs' pass was just superb, and then the finish by Owen. That was brilliant. That goal. I mean, I remember watching that live, and I went absolutely mad. Yeah, I think there's 3 there. Yeah, brilliant. What's the injury updates, Mark? I don't know, Jeff in Joe's. Hey, I don't know. We'll find out for the show tomorrow at 8:30. Your Irish impression cracks me up, says Kevin Cooper. I remember when I had a sore throat and I had to do them. Yeah, good. What do I want to say? Just while I've got everybody's attention and everyone's in a good mood because of Rashford and we're working towards the derby, in the video description, second paragraph down, there are numerous ways to vote for us in the Football Blogging Awards. We won it last year. It's going to be bloody hard to win it this year because there's so many people trying to get in on the act. But please do vote for us. If you're on Twitter, it's literally just click both of those links, because we're in Best Video Vlog, which we weren't in, but people said you've got to enter in that, and we're in Best Club Blog. So if we can try and at least get into the finalists for one of those, just vote in both. Or if you're not on Twitter, video underneath that there's a website link where you could just vote for us in absolutely every category. It's worth a minute because we won Best New last year, and it was totally because of all your efforts. I didn't go. I am going to go this year, and I've got a great speech, and it is live on YouTube, and it will be worth listening to. So please vote for us. Get everyone you can to vote for us through Twitter, whatever. That would be superb. And we won Best New, and that was your award. If we can win another one, it'll be yours again. So that'd be great. Ask me some questions, and then we'll wrap up. I would voted for you last year, Gungshi. Please, you can vote twice. You can vote twice. Best club and best video channel. That'd be great. Joshua Hunt, are you afraid that City will beat us? No, I'm not. I'm not even contemplating it. There's been a massive change in my attitude, and I don't know how you feel as United fans, but when we were like against Hull the other week, I was in a right mood on the watch along. I was like furious. I hated it. I hated the fact that we were going to drop 2 points, and it reminded me of what it used to be like under Sir Alex, where even a draw made you feel sick and ruined your weekend. We've not had that for 3 years, but very quickly Jose's reinstalled that. And part of that is you don't accept draws, they're defeats, and you don't contemplate defeat. And I don't contemplate defeat against anyone. I don't care where we're going, whether it's the Emirates, Stamford Bridge, Anfield, City at Old Trafford, City at the Etihad. I don't contemplate defeat, and that's what Jose brings. And I think those who didn't realise that will learn it very quickly. Will get very greedy again, and it's very good. Arrogance. Mark, who will have the ball more? Salim Hussein. Give him the ball. I don't care if we win 1-0 and they have 90% possession. I really don't. I just want to win. I don't care. I want to win. You don't win games on possession. Lou Van Gaal was the perfect example of that. Joe Kep's not in a good mood because he's Norwegian, but if you're a United fan, you've got to be in a good mood. Rashford is on fire. Andrew Cremens voted for us. Please just keep voting. It'd be absolutely amazing to get into the final again. It's at Old Trafford as well. And the big thing, if you weren't incentivised enough to help us over the next few weeks to get us to be a finalist, there's a massive Liverpool fan account going for it, and we don't want to be sat there letting them win, do we? So, but just vote for the United Stand. It's your channel. Advertise for more writers, Paul Gardner. I'm going to do that on Facebook, but Paul Gardner runs the website. I forget the bloody address, Paul, to tell him to write to you. If he puts it up on there, I'll read it out in a minute. I know you can't do the exact thing, but abbreviate it so I can read it, and I will put it out. Would a City team, including Gundogan, Sane and Jesus, worry you, Mark? They might line up for the away leg. Luke Maxted. Hopefully by the time we play them at the Etihad, we'll be very, very far ahead. I think we need to start doing that. Where do we vote? Says Blazing Guns 365. Go into the video description, second paragraph down. You can vote for us twice on the Twitter links, or you can do it through the website where you can vote for us in every category. So please do it. Who will create more chances in the derby? Says Salim. He's very particular, is Salim. What are your views on Scholes' comments? Very good question from Audie Alexander. I'm keeping an eye out for Paul. Right, contact form is on the website, Paul Gardner. We're looking. Obviously, the United Stand website is part of the whole package of winning the Football Blogging Award. We're looking for writers in the new season. If you want to write for the United Stand, we're not picky about it. If you're good enough, we'll put your articles up. So get in contact with us, theunitedstand.com. Go to the contact form, put it in. What you'd like to do, and Paul will get back to you. We are looking for writers, so do get involved with that. What was that question? What are your views on Scholes' comments from Audie Alexander? You know what? Scholes last year was quite bitter, but I backed it because he was very right about what was being said, and he picked it up very, very early about Van Gaal, that this is not the United way. What he's doing this season doesn't sit right totally with me, because we are winning games and we have made a lot of positive changes that he was on about last year, and we are building something new. For him to come out and basically, I think the thing that Silva, De Bruyne and Aguero are the best 3 players in the Premier League, that's for a book that he wrote before we'd even made our signings, so ignore that, that's just nonsense. The one today, and I don't know the verification of how true it is, to say that I'd rather watch non-league football than United, might just be because he's passionate about Salford, might just be because United have been boring for the last 3 years, might be because he's a bit bitter because his mate Giggsy didn't get the job. That might be an issue with the class of '92. Who knows? They are good friends, and by all accounts, Giggs was promised the job, and they reneged on that deal. I think the club were right to do that. I don't think you could risk Giggs after the 3 years we've had, but I understand why Giggs would be annoyed when you've been offered something. So, Scholes might be just backing his mate. But he needs to be a bit careful, because Scholes is a legend, he'll always be a legend, and he can pretty much say anything as far as I'm concerned, a bit like Roy Keane, because I just love them as footballers and legends of Manchester United. But they will start to annoy some people, and I think they already are. So you just need to be a little bit careful. Don't want Scholes to start getting abuse. I'll have a quick look at that. I don't give a damn what Scholes said, says Colin Archer. Dave Polton, Mad Marcus, are you allowed to post the link as you have moderator rights? I don't know whether he can, but if that's about the writing, that's fine. One more question? Let's have a look. One more good question. Maybe 2. That's why I don't trust ex-footballers being pundits. The viewers are biased. That's a very good point, Knowledge Anthony. And when we started the United Stand, I said this from the start, and some people don't like it, but my opinion on ex-professional footballers being pundits is that it's no better than yours, and in fact your opinion will be better, because I've played football, I've met a lot of footballers. I've not played at a very high level, but I've met a lot of footballers, and to be honest, that saying their brains are in their feet is very true. They haven't got a lot up there, they've lived in bubbles, and it works with some people, but there's a big reason why the majority of footballers don't become managers, because people assume that just because, I'm trying to think of somebody, Andy Cole. Well, Andy Cole played for Sir Alex Ferguson, a number of managers in his career, Kevin Keegan, Ardidar, and you could say, well, he's been trained by them week in, week out. He's been in there at half time when they've lost it. He's got more knowledge than anybody when it comes to football. Doesn't work like that. Just because you've been given that opportunity to soak it up like a sponge, most of them it rebounds off them like a brick wall, because that's just not the way they work. So I do look at a lot of ex-professional footballers who are on the telly, and they have a monopoly on it, right? Don't they? There's very few that I actually respect their opinion. I think there's biased because they want to dig out people they don't like and back people they do like and their mates, and I think you see that a lot with Rooney in relation to like Danny Murphy and even Rio, and some of them are good, but I think the monopoly of it is ridiculous. I'd love to see more of the better journalists on things like Match of the Day and Sky. I even think that, I'd love to do it, they never have me, but fan opinion is perfect because it's passionate, it's knowledgeable, it's entrenched for years of supporting a club. And we watch a lot of football. They play football, but we watch it. You can see things tactically as a fan, and I think fan opinion is fantastic. And I think that's why this channel and fan opinion is sort of taking off, because it's integral to a club. It's interactive, and it's better opinion. You know what? You chuck me or you chuck some of you lot on Match of the Day after a bad United performance, and we won't hold back. We'll say Fellaini was rubbish, he's not quick enough, he's not picking the ball up quick enough, he's too dirty. You'll get someone like Danny Murphy going, he played really well, he was superb. You can't mug fans off. And very quickly, that's what Big Sam made a big mistake. That's why the English media have turned on Rooney finally, because Big Sam made a massive mistake on Monday where he said Rooney's undroppable, Rooney can play where he likes, and he played really well. You can't take fans for idiots, and I think that is the change in the last couple of years, is that these people are probably losing viewers and respect because they've been taking fans for idiots for a long time, and I think fans are waking up to the fact that just because they're in the media doesn't mean that their opinions are any better than yours, and they're not. Do you think Rashford should switch to the right? I'd like to see Rashford play on the right, yeah. I applaud you, Mark, says Knowledge Anthony. Well, it was your comment, mate. Dabashi Biswaz, Mark, can I have a shout out? You just got it. Jed wants me to get my... No. How do you vote, Marky Mark, says Timbo O'Keefe Murphy. There's a wealth of information in the video descriptions of the United stand. It's not just the first paragraph. Go underneath it and you will see the links on how you do it. But if you're on Twitter and you follow us on Twitter, our pinned tweet has got the 2 links. You just click the links and it will take you to a message. You click tweet and your message is, your vote is cast. So that's the best way to do it. It's our pinned tweet on our Twitter account, or you can find the links in the video description, second paragraph down. Please do vote for us. I'll tell you what, they've never seen a speech like it if we win. But because Kev didn't thank you all last year, then I think he got lost in the moment with his cat. But yeah, brilliant. Thanks everybody for watching. And I might be on Fan TV tomorrow as well. Mark the atmosphere in the derby is going to be fantastic. Can't wait for the derby. We're definitely working towards the derby from now on. Tomorrow night at 8:30, live preview. We'll be doing things like this for you. This is what the lineup should be, etc. This is what Mark Jose's lineup would be, etc. So we'll be doing stuff like that. Very interactive. We'll have the live comments up for you as well. Thursday night, the FIFA channel, FIFA United Stand channel is up and running. FIFA Predicts returns on Thursday night. We'll have a live FIFA Predicts game with me commentating on it, so you can get involved in that. And speak about Matt Busby, said Liquid Hill. We've done that. I think it was absolutely blown out of proportion by the press, the gutter press as per usual. Manchester Evening News, Sun and the Mirror. And Friday night, tactical battle, Pep v Jose special. Van Cam from Kev will fit in there at some point, and then Saturday, obviously we've got the watch along, so it's all about the City derby. Sunday night live as per usual, probably 8:30, talking about the derby. Match reaction from the wedding, that's going to be fun. I'm going to do a live match reaction from the wedding as soon as I get the result and get out the ceremony, so that'll be good fun. Might get a few guest appearances from me ma. But thanks everybody, really enjoyed tonight. We sort of toying with the idea of what to do with the 8:30 show, but if you keep watching and you keep liking the videos, we'll keep doing it because I love the interaction, so brilliant. But we started with Rashford, let's end with Rashford. VDLM says urgent, Mark, I will email you very soon. Okay. I was on Fan TV tonight, Tom Herod, yes, at 8 o'clock, so it was on for about 10 minutes, just me talking, so you can watch that back. I might load that up on the channel for you. XR Snipes, very good question. Interview club legends and people within the football club. Yeah, like getting blood from a stone, mate. They want a few £100 to do it. They're all about the fans, but they all want a few £100 to do it. I suppose they've got livings to make, haven't they? But, you know, it's very, very difficult. And a lot of them are signed up with, you know, it's very, very difficult. We've tried it in the past. Love to do it, though. Love to do it. Thanks for watching. Join us tomorrow night at 8:30 for the live Manchester United v Man City derby. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be heated. I'm going to enjoy it, and I need you all with me because, as per usual, you've been bloody fantastic on the live comments. Absolutely love doing the shows. I applaud you. Please drop us a like. We haven't had 1,000 likes on a video for ages. It'd be great to hit that again. You've been brilliant. I'll speak to you all tomorrow.